Parish, but to be honest with you, I don't even know what they are at this point. They observed him come to the back door, but then barricaded himself back inside the house. Our SWAT team was activated from that standpoint. We had spent several hours calling out to him, getting no response. We ended up clearing the structure with drones and robots, and then ended up going in with our team when we received no response from him and no communications from it. During that search, that secondary search with our units, we had located him inside the box spring of one of the bedrooms, where he had inserted himself inside the box spring of one of the beds. The K9, which is our Macho, which is a 8-year Malinois, that's been assigned to JPSO for 6 years after its training, is assigned specifically to our SWAT team, made the apprehension on the individual, was holding him in place while we were trying to get to the individual suspect in the box spring itself. Bite was actually called off of the dog itself, and shortly thereafter the dog ended up going limp. We started activating our team. Our K9 handlers are very well trained. They performed CPR on the dog. We ended up loading the dog up and bringing it here to our medvac, which is an emergency vet here at the location. Continued CPR on the K9 on the entire trip here and here at the vet, but unfortunately the dog was pronounced deceased earlier today. Again, great dog for us, almost 9 years old and almost 7 years with JPSO, had over 200 deployments for JPSO with over 100 apprehensions. Certainly in the line of duty death. We're going to investigate it completely to make sure there's nothing else with it. Right now we suspect probably a medical event, but we're certainly going to do toxicology reports and stuff to see if it's something else. I don't have those answers for you right now, but it looks like probably a medical event that the dog had, with just the age, I guess, and obviously the activity going along with it.
Sheriff, there are officers from a number of agencies, surrounding agencies. Earlier we saw one of your sheriffs coming in with a flag. Have you guys conducted a service of any sort here?
We will. Macho is one of our SWAT dogs, so you have different K9 assets that are assigned to the sheriff's office. Many of my apprehension dogs, drug dogs, but this dog was assigned to SWAT team, so it actually trained with a SWAT team to be in close proximity to other members. Dogs aren't always friendly, so sometimes they bite. So we want a dog that's going to be able to work in close proximity to team members and know who the bad guy is and who the good guy is. Right. This dog has been around for a lot of teams and has been involved with a lot of training for a lot of agencies around here. Definitely, one of our leaders from that standpoint. And then we certainly will have a service. Right now, the dog will be transported to LSU for an necropsy to take place, and then we'll work on line of duty services. I don't know when that's going to be right now, but certainly heartbreaking for not only the family and the handler that has it, but then our team members, and then anybody in the K9 community who've been in Jefferson Parish or around Jefferson Parish knows Macho.
Sheriff, I know you mentioned the handler here. I know that the handler takes Macho home. He lives with his family.
Yep.
Have you been able to talk to the handler's family, who Macho would be around?
I have. In fact, I went and picked up his wife to pick her up and bring her over here. Look, at the end, anybody that has a pet understands the emotions that's going through, and for them that they live with these dogs every day, they're their family members by all means, and you'll see that by the support of the people that are out here.
And Sheriff, if you could just talk about that bond as well between Macho and not only his family, but the whole JPSO family.
Everybody. My kids actually called the dog Nacho. They're older now, but they still call the dog Nacho. So you have those bonds. This dog, being the type of dog it was, is one that we utilized to be able to bring into different schools and stuff, because it was a very well behaved, mannered dog, because it was supposed to be in close proximity until you turn the switch on for it to actually go to work. And so this dog has been in contact with a whole lot of people over the years, and certainly going to be missed by us.
And can you give us a little bit more information about that suspect? Was he arrested this morning?
He was. Obviously he was located inside the box spring. They took him into custody, to be honest with you. At that point in time, we started CPR, and I drove straight over here, so I know we processed the scene, and he's in custody. But again, I couldn't tell you who he is or what he's. I'll let the marshals either try to figure out with that and release that to you, or we can get that at a different time. But I didn't get that far.
Just to be clear, Sheriff, the arrest was in Harvey?
It was. The arrest was in Harvey. That's where the emergency, medical incident or whatever happened with the K9, and then we transported all the way out here.
Sheriff, you mentioned Macho's connection to JPSO for the last 7 years. I see Kenner PD cars here. Did he also have a connection with other departments?
Well, he had a connection because Macho was really utilized in a training aspect with a lot of K9s. So, K9 handlers typically train together, and they're always around. So they know each other's dogs. They can, especially with Macho being a SWAT dog, he's worked with several other SWAT teams in this area. So you name it, if you're in the K9 world, you know who Macho is, you know who his handler is, and they're here to certainly support him.
All right.
Yep.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Thank y'all. Appreciate it.
Cool.